This video was sponsored by Card Kingdom. You can visit their store by using my referral link in the description below. Alright, before we jump into another flashback Dominaria draft on Magic Arena, I want to remind everyone that my content's sponsored by Card Kingdom. You can visit their store by clicking on the link in the description below or the logo below if you're watching on Twitch. And you can get Dominaria singles there, but you can get all kinds of more recent products too. Strixhaven, Modern Horizons 2, and soon you'll be able to pre-order Adventures in Forgotten Realms, so check them out. Yeah, Dominaria is like the best format, so... Okay, what do we have here? So... yeah, not an amazing pack. So, Marwyn isn't bad. You do need, there's not really an elf deck in this format, but she is an elf payoff, and there are enough elves that she does stuff. And she also, happens to ramp you a little, which is nice. Grun is okay, but it's the kind of card people really overrate just because they imagine the best case scenario where he's this huge guy that they have to block every turn, but it just doesn't pan out that well. So I think we're really looking at like Saproling Migration and Academy Drake and Get to Chronicler. A few commons. I think they're better than the rare or the uncommon here. She's fine, but I think Migration's probably just better. Like, it's good no matter how you cast it. Going wide is paid off relatively well in this format. Yeah, so I think we're going to go with Saproling Migration. That is not an ideal first pick, but I think it was the right one. So Oath of Teferi is pretty useless, unfortunately. Blinks a permanent, and you don't really want to be paying 5 for that. So, green can ramp into Slinvada, so that's something to keep in mind. I think I'd probably take Elfhame Druid, speaking of ramp. So, it ramps your kick spells and your non-kick spells, but especially if you kick things. So it's also an elf, in the event that our friend wheels Marwyn, if she wheels, that would be cool. Yeah, green-black is a Saproling deck, and green-blue is a ramp deck, basically, is what we're looking at. Red-green is a kicker deck, sort of, in this format, and this is sort of part of that, but it's not really like a super synergistic one usually, although if you get the Fire Fletcher guy, who's the Signpost uncommon, he is kind of absurd, but, you're not always going to get there. Okay, so, yeah, Skizzic's okay. It's not great, but, it's not bad. I probably Get to Chronicler a little more, it's just great being able to rebuy spells late and early. It's a decent 2-drop. It's funny, if you were recently playing Kaldheim, you might think Run Amok is incredible, and it was in that format. Not so much in this one. This one's too slow and grindy generally for this to ever be a good idea. But, yeah. So I think I go with Chronicler. Lance isn't bad. It does make almost any creature a good attacker, which is cool. But I think I go with the Chronicler. I just like the Chronicler too much to pass it there. Okay, so Baloth Gorger is great to pick up here. It's a nice 4-mana 4/4, and then later you can kick it and make it bigger. I don't mind the Krosan Druid either for that same purpose. It's not bigger, but in the late game it can stabilize you out of nowhere, and you'll do it more often than you'd think. The Self-Replicator is kind of cool, but hard to make work in Limited. I think we'd rather just have the Gorger here. So we kind of have a kicker deck going, after me saying it's not really a thing. All 4 of our cards have kicker, so, The Omnivore is pretty good, and maybe I should have considered it more there, but I do think the Gorger is better in more decks, but yeah, if we end up in a legit Saproling deck, I might regret passing that Omnivore. Another Chronicler. So this is a fight spell, but it's kind of a mediocre one unless you have a decent number of legendaries and a decent number of Baloth Gorger-sized creatures. Here's another one of these good kicker creatures, and I may take her here. over a second Chronicler. Like her, people hold on to cards a lot in this format, so kicking her and mind rotting your opponent is surprisingly good. And, a second Chronicler, especially for not like blue-red, does seem a little sketchy until we have more spells. So I'm kind of interested in taking the first Skin Witch here, and yeah, Ancient Animus is okay, but these little 2-drops with Kicker, both of these are really like premier commons in this format. Gift of Growth is an okay trick, but I'd probably just take Mammoth Spider. This is surprisingly good. It's super inefficient, but it triggers artifact things, and you can get it back with things like Excavation Elephant, so it's better than it looks. But I think we take Mammoth Spider here. It's unexciting, but it does the job it's supposed to, which is that it's reasonably sized and blocks stuff, and occasionally attacks. Green seems pretty open. I'm less certain about our secondary color. Too bad the Roost of Drakes isn't in this format, huh? That would be cool. Maybe they'll just slide one in there. What was that, in Kaldheim? Okay, here's a Thallid Omnivore. We definitely take one now. We do have one Saproling card already, and it's one of the great things to pay you off for going wide. So yeah, we definitely take it here over, medium red cards. This is good, more than medium if you're in blue-red, but not really otherwise. So I guess we're going to be black-red if we're seeing that late of a Thallid Omnivore. I mean, red-green, that is. I mean, black-green. Words are hard. Yeah, so more Saprolings would be good. The Omnivore loves them, both because he gains you life if you sacrifice Saprolings to it, and because you go wide with them. So this is actually a pretty good late pack. Fungal Infection is pretty good if you have Saproling payoffs. It also kills a lot of things in this format. Oh yeah, Roost. It was Zendikar Rising, you're right. Lance isn't bad. Broken Bond is surprisingly good. Not really because of the ramp effect, but because there's so many good targets for it in this format. I do think I go Fungal Infection in the end here, though. So Academy Drake is pretty good to still be hanging out here, but... yeah, I mean, I kind of hope Primordial Worm isn't my finisher, but one could do worse. This is definitely the best card in the pack. These two are virtually useless. The kind of cards that aren't really here for limited. I mean, the Drake is definitely the best card, but I think we'll take the Worm, just in case we don't find something better to do. It actually hasn't been asked yet why I started at a different time today, believe it or not. So, I don't like Gaea's Protector very much. I don't really like Feral Abomination either, but I like it more. Yeah, I mean, unless you're a monocolor deck, you just don't play the Void. It's just too bad for your mana, so we'll take a Gaea's Protector here. Ooh, late Krosan Druid. I like that part. So I did a later start. Normally, I play early because my wife normally sleeps in on the weekend, and so I'm not like cutting into time I would be spending with her to stream. But she actually got a new job, and she works now on Friday and Saturday. So, and she doesn't go until the afternoon. Well, not afternoon. She goes at about 10:30. So that's why I did it differently. Okay, so this pack has a lot of stuff in it I want, which is annoying. So Torgar is pretty sweet if you can sacrifice stuff to him. Right now we're not amazing at it, but we're okay. Skittering Surveyor is amazing fixing, and Fight with Fire is an insane card with Kicker that can be like a win condition, even in a deck that is mostly green-black. Like if we pick up, it's the green ramp spell, has ashes in its name. I can't remember what it's called. It's been too long. God, this is a hard pick. Oh, God. I'm going to go with Torgar in the end. I might regret that, but man, that was hard. Will it be the same time going forward? It's a good question. It might actually be Sundays most weeks at the same time, but it probably will be later on whatever weekend day I stream is the point. So Cast Down is premium removal, kills almost everything. Urgaros is pretty nice, but that 3 toughness can be a real problem. And Lana War Elves is great, obviously, you know, ramps you, etc. I think we probably take Cast Down, though. It's just too good of a removal spell to pass up here. Oh, yeah, the Skittering. I don't think Skittering Surveyor is underrated, honestly. I think it's just amazing, and most people know that, I feel like. So we take Josu Vess here. He's pretty hard to kick, but when you do, he's insane. Baloth Gorger wouldn't mind that either, but Josu Vess is basically better in every way, so, you know, we're going to take Josu Vess. Yep, one could tap and sack with, like, a Lana War Elves. Probably not going to play Rat Colony, if I had to guess. Yeah, we need more Saprolings for this deck to really get there. And we're handed a Saproling Migration here, which I think we definitely take. Garna's not amazing. It's maybe the weakest of these signposts. I mean, it's still pretty good, but Pegasus Courser is quite good if you do end up in an aggro deck in this format. Wouldn't hate another Skin Witch, but we need more Saprolings for our Torgar and our Thalid Omnivore. Oh yeah, we're not playing Gaia's Protector either, if I can help it, and I think I can. So yeah, if we could get like 5 Saproling Migrations, I think we'd be set. More ramp would be good. Like, more Elfhame Druids would be great in this deck because we have so much kicker. So much kicker. Okay, so I think we grab another Thalid Omnivore here. Lana War Scout's okay, but this kind of ramp is never as good as people think in Limited. Like, you have to have the land or it doesn't work. Most ramp doesn't do that to you. You know what I mean? And it has diminishing returns as the game goes on. But yeah, we grab another Omnivore here. And we really want to focus in on anything that helps us go wide. The Saproling Slimefoot the Stowaway, who's the black-green signpost, would be great. This isn't a terrible thing to ramp into, but we don't have that much ramp, so I'm not that into it. Probably just take Ancient Animus. We have enough size in our deck that it's going to be reasonably good, and we even have 2 legendaries. So I think it's fine. It's not going to be great. You know, it's not, you know, green often gets an amazing, like Mage Duel in Strixhaven. Green often gets like an amazing fight spell at common, and this isn't it, but it is fine. Okay, so I think we take Settle the Score. It's a good removal spell. You know, the Planeswalker part almost definitely won't matter, but it does kill anything for 4 mana. Gift of Growth, Blood Tallow, Candle are fine, but not as good as Settle. You know, this is, if you're not mono black, this isn't worth playing. I think we just grab another Druid here. We've already got 1 Spider. I'd rather have more Druids than Spiders. Deck looks pretty good, I think. So, we're taking something here that's not very exciting. Do I really need to... I mean, we're not that good at using the Paladin. The Scout's not great for reasons already mentioned, but neither is a Spider. Would I rather have... Nah, I think we take another Spider. Okay, so I'm going to take this Cloud Reader Sphinx. You know, if we pick up Fixing, we might play it, but probably not, honestly. So I think we're just picking up garbage time cards here. See you later, TPO3. But yeah, so my stream schedule these days, I guess, is what I, you know, to continue the conversation from earlier, is a little more irregular, I think, than it used to be, where I'll probably just be streaming once a week most of the time, except for, like, right after a new set comes out. I guess maybe I play Drudge Sentinel if I'm desperate. But I'll be streaming one day each weekend for about 4 hours is the plan. And I'll post, like, you know, when and how I'll be streaming. So, yeah, Cloud Reader Sphinx is a pretty great common. Blue does look crazy open because Academy Drake, also a pretty good blue common. Unwind, not so much, but, you know. Ooh, here's where you want to be. You want the Eldest Reborn. And you always want the Eldest Reborn. Yeah, the History of Deck series is kind of part of the reason I'm only streaming once a week now. So that is part of the reason. So Skittering Surveyor, we'll have passed a second one here, which sucks, but this card's nuts. You know, it is an amazing saga. It's an uncommon bomb. So you should be as excited about the Eldest Reborn as you are about any mythic rare bomb you've ever seen in Limited. That's how good it is. I mean, it gives you a 3-for-1 in most cases. Takes some time, but you usually have it, so it's pretty great. So, nope. The History of Decks series is on the same channel. Let's see. So as of right now, I do not have a Forgotten Realms reveal, and I might not get one. I have a feeling they're probably sending a lot to D&D content creators to cross-pollinate, so I may end up getting, not getting one. Probably Deathbloom Thallid, I guess. The Confessor's okay, but this goes more with our Saproling plan. Works well with Torgar and stuff. Yeah. So another Cloud Reader Sphinx, you know, if we were going to splash. Fungal Infection's okay. I don't really know that I want more than one. Journey Mage is pretty good. I do think most of the time when you're in green in this format, you end up splashing, but we've passed Surveyors and stuff, and it doesn't look like we will. Do I really want a third Crozen Druid is the question. I mean, I don't hate them, but I also don't really want a second Fungal Infection, so... What do you mean, where are the posts for the History of Decks? If you go to my YouTube channel, you'll find them. So, I've done like, oh my god, we're getting Phyrexian Scriptures too. So, we're going to wish that we had some artifact creatures, and maybe we'll start valuing them more, but it's good even if you don't have them. Just typically, we'll destroy almost everything, and you get to keep one creature, which is awesome. So, we're doing very well in this draft in terms of crazy powerful cards. You know, when Josu Vess is our third most powerful card, you're in pretty good shape. You know, I don't know if I'll ever do an 8-rack video exactly, mostly because that deck hasn't had that much success. But, yeah, the polls. So, the poll for next week is already up, but it is up, but it's already basically been decided. So, because Affinity is ahead by so much. So, I don't really want anything in this pack. I actually don't hate the Acolyte, but I don't think we're going to have room for it. It is what I'm going to grab here, but... Random artifact creatures would be good. The one for next week was Affinity versus Splinter Twin, and Affinity won like 63-37. So, yes. Late Saproling Migration. Yes, please. I'm liking how this looks. You know, looks like a very good deck. We have individually very powerful cards, and then we have some nice Saproling stuff going on. We could do better, to be sure. You know, like Slimefoot would have been cool, or the Thallid Lord would have been great. And the draft's not over yet, so it could happen, but, you know. Okay, well, this isn't either of those, but it's another good Saproling card. So, yeah, Slimefoot would have made this deck amazing, for sure. Slimefoot or the Saproling Lord, or both, would be really nice. But given that we have Phyrexian Scriptures, Josu Vess, and the Eldest Reborn, I think I feel okay. So, I'm not really going to play anything I take out of this pack, but I think the Confessor would be the best card for our deck. But we already have to cut 2 things out of this, so... Late Jousting Lance, don't hate that. So, yeah, we don't have any artifact creatures, so we're not going to get the extra value out of Scriptures, but... You know, again, we'll save our own creature, so... Yeah, this deck does look really good. I think our first deck of the day was a pretty sweet one, but not as good as this one. Yeah, you know, I'm probably cutting Primordial Worm and Feral Abomination. That's probably where I cut from. I think we've got enough other stuff. You know, it doesn't look like we have Top Curve, but we have so many cards with Kicker that have huge effects when we kick them that we have more than it looks like we do. This is one of my favorite cards in the set. Didn't get it in our Wizard deck, though. You know, I'm trying to remember if I ever kicked Joe Zuves in this format. I think I did at least once, but it is harder to do than you'd think. It is harder to do than you might think. Okay. So, the thing to decide here, I guess, is whether we'd like one of these big boys in than a mammoth spider. Do we have anything else sort of questionable? I don't think so. I think everything else we have makes sense. I mean, I don't love the 3 druids, but I think I would cut a spider before cutting one of the druids to put in like a primordial worm or something. I guess maybe having one more big guy at the top of the curve works. And I think I like the worm a little bit more than I like Feral Abomination. Yeah. We don't have as much ramp as would be perfect, but we have a little bit. And we don't, you know, our curve's not insanely high, so we don't need ramp to survive, you know. Overall, deck looks good. Torgar's probably going to do some cool stuff. Joe Zuves maybe too. Frozen Druid definitely isn't crap. I know it looks like it, but if you've ever played this format significant amount, you would know it's not. Because it can stabilize you from completely impossible situations. And in the early game, it's a 3-mana 2/3, so it's definitely not great. I'm not happy I'm playing 3, but it's not the end of the world that I am either. This is pretty good. More Elfheim Druids would have been cool. So, I think we definitely just play our first Saproling migration here. Do we, though? So if I play Elfheim Druid here, I can play a turn 3 Baloth Gorger. A 3-mana 2/3 90% of the time that gains you 10 life 10% of the time seems like a pretty good card and limited to me. Yeah, so the options are the migration, which would allow me to easily block this guy and not even give up anything significant. But if I play the Druid and it sticks around, I can play Gorger on turn 3, which is pretty good. But if they have removal, yeah, I think we just migrate here. Ah, well, that's less than ideal, because now they can make it have flying, which we can deal with eventually. We're not there yet. Well, I guess now we can just kill that if we really want to. I think now I play the Druid and we sort of just brace for a hit here. So we take 4. That's big. Yeah, so I think we play our Spider here. If they have removal for the Spider, we could end up getting run over here. So let's hope they don't. Ouch. Okay, this is going to be a big hit. So, we're going to take 7. So what we need to do now, I think, is play Gorger. But like this. Yeah, play our Gorger. Use Cast Down on the Courser. If we're going to have a chance at stabilizing, we had to get rid of that Courser. This is such a weird card for limited. I guess for, like, Commander, it's interesting, but it's, like, too expensive to really be that good in constructed, and then the Planeswalker part just doesn't matter in limited. So it's like it's an awkward card, I think. Okay, so they're gonna replay their Courser. Luckily, we could kill it again if we want to. I think I attack with Baloth Gorger here. If what they want to do is double block, I think we're down. Cobblade is enough of a deck for a history vid. Yes, it is. There's that Primordial Worm we almost cut. I think we're actually suddenly in pretty darn good shape. So yeah, we go settle the score on the Courser. Now they can't ever get it back. And I think we just swing with both the big guys here. Then we play Deathbloom Thallid in our second main phase. Have we managed to stabilize? I hope so. Okay. I think we go for the double block here. After all, we get a Sapperling back. So if they want to use a trick, that's cool. But if we kill that thing and get a Sapperling back, I'm not too broken up about it. Ooh, so we can kick our migration now. That means we can just attack with everything. Yeah, and that's what we're gonna do. Well, not with the Elfheim Druid, because what would be the point? But everything else is gonna swing here. Right, take that down. You have to block the Primordial Worm. Okay. Take him down too. And then we just kick this, which they're not going to be too happy about, I don't think. Yep, we've got lethal. We drew Ancient Animus after we don't have anything good to use it on, but we won, so it doesn't matter. I'm glad we stabilized there. Killing that Courser twice was really what got us there. Maximus, you only vote once when I tell you to, basically. So right now we're in the middle of a Dominaria draft because that's what people voted for. And after this one, people will vote again. So, yeah, it's a good hand. I mean, we could play a turn 3 Baloth Gorger. That's always good. I think that's probably plan A here, if they allow our Elfheim Druid to live. This card's interesting. I've never really seen it work. It's just so expensive at doing what it does, but maybe it will for our opponent. So yeah, I think we just play the Gorger here. Did I kick it somehow? No. Okay, well, I think we're gonna run over our opponent. I'm hoping, anyway, because now we can kick Sapperling Migration. So we attack with the big guy. They may have Gideon's Reproach. Nope. Then we're going to kick our Migration here. Elfheim Druid earning the big bucks here. Sorry, I didn't mean to almost mute my opponent there. Uh-oh. That's kind of a problem. They don't have green mana, so it's not a disaster, but it's not good either. Okay, so we just attack with all here. Obviously, they block a Sapperling, or maybe they don't even do that. Okay. So, we're going to go Sap Herd. Thallid. You know, it would have been nice to get Song of Freyalise, too, as wide as our deck can go, but I think we're in good shape this game. Let's hope they don't have a board wipe. If they get double green with this is when it's a real problem. Okay. That's interesting. Can they actually race me now? No, they're going to try. 8, 9, 10. So they'll go up to 13 here. Ooh. So I can drop them to 10 with Torgar. But I'd have to do it in the first main phase, which probably isn't worth it. So they're going to gain back 5 here, but take 5, 7, 10. How much do you normally cost? You're not showing me how much you normally cost correctly. I think it costs 9 normally. So if I play it and drop them to 10 and sack the Elfhame Druid to play it, 3, 5, 7. I think that means they're dead. So we're going to do this. We're going to sacrifice 1 creature. Oh no, it doesn't have kicker, does it? Never mind. That's not going to work. That plan doesn't work. Alright, so let's attack them with everything. I mean, I guess they're going to kill my Baloth Gorger here and then take a bunch of damage. Or maybe not. I really could have used more go wide payoffs. I mean, like I said, I think the deck's going to turn out okay anyway, but yeah. So I probably just play Torgar here for the size. 6. So yeah, we don't have any reason to target either of us. But just playing a big creature is probably worth it. So I think we probably just do this and play Torgar. And we're going to sack 2 creatures. Yeah, I'll pay 4. Sack Saproling and Druid. So we're going to submit 0. You can actually use it to make yourself go up to 10, or your opponent to go down to 10, but when neither of those things are true, it's not really worth it. I wonder if my math was wrong. Like, if I'd sacked a Saproling and they would have gone to 10, were they dead last turn? Maybe. Yeah, they may find a way to kill us with this nonsense. That's not good. So we're actually dead next turn, potentially. Especially because we got rid of the ability to kick our Druid, which probably would have been pretty useful. Yeah, would have been good. Well, we're going to attack with everything, and I think we're dead. I guess they do have to block significantly, but they can block in such a way that Shalai stays alive, and that's all that really matters. Yeah, so they go up to 16, and they take 10, 11, 12, 13. So all they have to do now is equip Sorcerer's Wand, and they have lethal, unfortunately. Yeah, I think maybe I should have been less aggressive with Torgar. Or more aggressive. I don't know. So yeah, if they equip the wand... Wait, they have to tap the creature. for the wand to work. So they can't actually do that to kill us. So they can only drop us to 1 here. Well, I think we still end up losing here. Wild Growth or whatever would have been good. Pump our whole board. They go to 13 and they take 12. I almost assuredly missed like 1 damage somewhere in this game. So... almost assuredly. Yeah, when they suited up that Shalai, I knew we were in trouble. We had such a big lead in that game, and it just evaporated after Shalai came down and we couldn't do anything about it. We did have one or two cards in our deck that could have dealt with it, but... oh, yeah, so sacking a Sapperling, yeah, that might have been the difference in winning or losing. When your opponent's at 1. I also wonder whether my math was just wrong about playing Torgar. Like, if I'd played him in the first main phase, sacked my Elfhame Druid, and attacked with everything, I think they were dead. I know I did the math, and it seemed like they would be not dead. But it probably was the better play either way, because it would have gotten them a lot lower. So, this isn't as explosive as our other 2 hands have been, but it's not bad. Yeah, so that thing can be hard to block. Luckily, we're not white, so it's not going to cause us problems there. Okay, so I guess we just play Deathbloom Thallid here. Yeah. I could play the Druid because it can block that, but I don't think that's that important. Holding on to our Druid in that game, too, like being able to kick it probably would have made a difference as well. So we could do Migration here, but I think just playing a big creature seems more worth it to me right now. Hey, there's Torgar. So it can drop them to 10 right now. And if we Migration now, it won't be that hard to cast it next turn. Probably where we go. Guess we attack with our Spider first. Yeah, and then we'll kick Sapperling Migration here. So they're having mana troubles. So we've got 6 mana available. That means we only have to sack 1 thing. Guess it'll be a Sapperling. Actually, I have 7 available, but we still need to sack 1 thing with 7. So let's play Torgar here. We're going to sack 1 creature. Pay 6. Sack our 1 Sapperling. Drop them to 10. And I guess we're just going to swing out now. Yeah. Even if they kill the Thallid, which I guess that's probably where they're going to block. It's not... They still go down to 4 here, so... And we hold on to a Saproling. We can gain 10 with our Druid next turn, if that matters. I don't know that it will. Yeah, our opponent is mad they're mana screwed, which they are, for sure. Alright. Good job, Torgar. That time I didn't screw it up. Six mana for a 7/6 that does 7 damage to your opponent that you have to sack a creature for. It's not a bad deal. Okay, this is a fine hand. I mean, Animus, we've got Josu Vess, I guess, so Animus will be fine. Probably. Yeah, so I probably want to use my Migration on turn 2 this game. Seems like getting a board presence is probably going to be worth it. Yeah, so we're going to migrate here. Probably going to play a 2/3 Crows and Druid next turn, which isn't too bad. So, we've got pretty good mana overall. That's a problem. Not an immediate one, but probably something I should settle the score. Just untap and kill. So it doesn't untap unless they play a historic spell, but if they're playing it, you know, they have historic spells. So I think we probably go for it. Ooh. Set up a nice Eldest Reborn too, although our deck's not that good at untapping him, unfortunately. But yeah, I think we go ahead and kill Traxos before anything bad happens. Oh yeah, we exiled it anyway, so there you go. You don't really want them to... So we're doing all our power cards this game, apparently. Honestly, I think playing Scriptures and putting a counter on our Druid seems pretty good. They won't really be able to play anything on their turn. And then I have amazing other cards to play. So, yeah, I think we just play our Scriptures here. Put a counter there, end our turn. That does get to survive. It's not the most intimidating. Okay, 2's a little scarier. Alright, so we're going to lose 2 Saplings. They're going to lose these 2. Yeah. I'd probably play the Eldest Reborn if I draw the mana for it. I think that's our plan. Especially because, yeah, I mean, I think we didn't draw the mana for it, so it doesn't matter. Yeah, so we'll attack with our Druid here. Then, I guess we're going to play Josu Vess. Right now, their ability to block is compromised, so seems like Menace is pretty good. Plus, Ancient Animus will make it a 5/6. if that comes up. So there's that trap card I was talking about. It just doesn't do enough to be worth playing. It's like you mulligan. Avoid playing this at all costs, basically. Oh yeah, I kind of forgot about the non-bow of Eldest Reborn plus that stuff. But, you know. Yeah, this is an easy card to overrate, I think, but you got to think of it sort of like a filter artifact because it doesn't give you anything other than mediocre fixing. So it's almost like not a real card. So, right now I'm not reanimating anything with Chapter 3. I think maybe just playing another creature and continuing to pressure them is more worthwhile than playing the Eldest Reborn. As exciting as the Eldest Reborn is, I think just playing out a 4/4 now is enough of a problem for them. That's... No, it's not quite lethal next turn, is it? Okay. So... Trying to decide if it's worth using Ancient Animus. I guess we really don't want them to draw a card that makes that even more of a problem for us, so we probably do. Although, just playing Thallid Omnivore, yeah, I'm just going to attack and play Thallid Omnivore. There's a small chance they draw something that makes it an absurd attacker, but I think we'd still win on the backswing. And they might also just block, in which case I'm fine with that. Okay, so yeah, I'll play Thallid Omnivore. Alright, so Phyrexian Scriptures got us there. Phyrexian, that is. This deck does have an absurd number of bombs in it, and Torgar's not even really one of them. He's good, but I don't think I'd say he's a bomb. Okay, this works for me. Okay, well, double Saproling Migration's pretty nice. So, yeah, I mean, I think given the situation, there's a decent chance that they're playing the Umezawa creature that makes things with 1 power or 1 toughness unblockable. So, keep an eye out for that, but we're going to go ahead and play our Migration here, which should make for pretty good blocking here. They can attack with the Construct, I guess. They can't really attack with the Colony. Yeah, I'll take 1. So, do I want to play another Migration or a Skin Witch here? They do seem to be emptying their hand rather quickly, so it seems like Skin Witch now probably going to be a little better than later. I mean, as a 2-mana 1/3 as opposed to a 6-mana 1/3 that might not make them discard anything. So, I think I feel okay about this. They have to have a trick to kill them both, and they might, but I'm not going to be brokenhearted about it, yeah. So they just kill our Witch. They get a Saproling. Kind of a wash. Yeah, that's a little more of a problem. So I guess we play our Jozu Vest now. So they're definitely the beatdown in this game so far. Let's hope they can't kill our knight. We're in trouble if they can. Ooh, that could come in handy. So given the situation, I think I can just wait to kick this next turn. We can leave up fungal infection, so... I guess almost any way they decide to block Jozu Vess, I can kind of wreck them. If I wanted to be the attacker here. Because all those X1s are pretty bad against fungal infection. There's a good chance they just take it, though, and on the backswing, it wouldn't be nearly as effective. It wouldn't... I guess it would be okay, but I think we just end the turn. Yargle. Okay. Alright, so I guess we kill Rat Colony here and get a Sapperling. Seems fine. So Cast Down cannot kill Yargle, but an army of Sapperlings can. So that's good. That's what we're going to go with here. Army of Sapperlings. Okay, so... yeah, I mean, we're kind of in a holding pattern here. That Skin Witch kicked is looking pretty nice now, isn't it? We do have a bajillion cards with kicker that we can like pay for right now, so that's cool, I guess. Oh yeah. Alright, so let's throw some Sapperlings in front of that. I'm gonna put 4 in front of it just in case they have a removal spell. Yeah. They do get to kill all 4, of course, but if I just put 3 in front and they killed 1 Sapperling, it would have been pretty ugly for us, I think. Why are you legendary too? Come on. Jeez. That's a problem. Because now they can play Yargle from exile. That's what you want. Do I want to kill that Confessor? Probably not. Hey, so that'll come in handy. I think I'm going to attack with Jozu here. And if they try to, like, triple block and kill it, I can blow them out. If they just take 4, that's fine, too. Yeah, so if they... okay, well, they're just going to double block, which does mean they get a token, a counter, rather, but I don't think I care that much about that. I think we just let it happen. They'll definitely come back to a legendary theme at some point. Don't you worry. In fact, we kind of had it a little bit in Kaldheim. So, yeah, we're going to kick that. Oh, no. Can they counter that? If they counter that, we are not going to be happy. Oh, ho, ho, ho. Okay. Well, we're in trouble now. That's for sure. Gaining 10 there would have gone a long way towards allowing us to just, like, continue to dominate the game. Or, we weren't really dominating, but get us closer to it. Alright, so we can at least kill that Confessor, and that's good news. The bad news is they have this as a mana sink, and they can, like, get back Sparring Construct and stuff like that. I guess I probably want to kill the Flyer now, huh? Alright, so we are going to triple block Yargle. They can get him back again, unfortunately, with Rona. It takes a little bit of mana, but they have it, so. And then we're going to cast down the Academy Drake. Okay. We'll play Deathbloom Thallid here. We need to draw, like, Phyrexian Scriptures, probably, to find our way out of this predicament. And, you know, not a land. Ooh. Yeah, so they're gonna get a big old demon in the near future. Nearish future. Okay, well, this will buy us time to find stuff to win us the game, maybe. Maybe this time it'll resolve. My god, are they gonna syncopate again? They are not. Okay, we're gonna hold on to this because bluffing. But yeah, I mean, Legendary Matters is something they've done intermittently over the years, so I'm sure it'll happen. I was thinking it was only historic cards. I guess it's not. So this is the turn we need to draw our board sweeper, our Phyrexian Scriptures. We need to draw it now. That's not it. Alright, so they get the big demon now, and they have plenty of things to feed it. Phyrexian Scriptures, where are you at? I'm gonna need you to show up. That's the downside of mana dorks right there. Drawing them late. I guess I probably didn't really need to play that, but it's also not going to be helpful even in a post-Phyrexian Scriptures situation. Yeah, I think the Scriptures are basically our only out. I don't really think there's anything else that'll do it for us. We'll take 6 here. Yeah, even Torgar's not going to do it. I can use him to gain me some life, but that doesn't really seem worth it. I think we just hard cast him because we have 1,000,000 mana. We'll use it to drop them to 10. When I was saying I could use it to gain me life, what I mean is if I'm below 10, I can play it and then gain back up to 10, but it wouldn't really do that much for us. Well, that could survive Phyrexian Scriptures, unfortunately. Alright, so I'm going to block with Mammoth Spider now. Have we already played Ancient Animus? We haven't. So that would also be good. Oh, there's the Scriptures. Now, this is going to result in a turn where they, like, attack with everything, and we might just be dead anyway. So we might be too late here, but we're going to try. So who do we want to put the counter on? I guess holding on to Torgar, because he's huge, makes the most sense, but yeah. So we got to make it to our next turn, and I don't know that we can. I haven't done the math. I'll know soon enough whether or not we can do it, you know, so. I think we can survive if they don't have removal. Because we block all the big things. These two have Menace, and that's kind of a problem. And that will be 13. So the Menace, I think, might mean we're dead, unfortunately. You're gonna block there. Oh, menace. Menace is a menace, you know? You're gonna block there. You two block here. You block there, and then we take 6, 8, 10, 12. Am I right? No. I only assigned one blocker to each of those. Yeah, so, yeah, we're dead. We take 6, 8, 10, 12, 15. Yeah. Not quite enough. We were lucky to draw it at all, but, you know. Those menace creatures. Hard to beat that. All right. I'm going to be pretty sad if we don't at least go 4 and 3 with this thing, but it could happen. Alright, decent hand. No super early plays, but... might play her on turn 2, I don't know. Yeah, I think we probably do. I mean, we don't hate them burning that on a on a Skin Witch there. Playing Unkicked Druid now. Oh my god. Now we're dealing with the Weatherlight. Is this set... I don't remember this set feeling like it had a million bombs in it, but that's how it's feeling right now. This is an instant. I think that probably means I want to play Jozu Vess and hold up Ancient Animus to kill the Weatherlight. Yeah. I guess we may as well attack with our Druid. Because, yeah. Alright, play Jozu Vess here. So if they crew the Weatherlight, we can at least kill it if we have mana untapped and Jozu Vess is still alive. You know, those are requirements. The problem with this is it'll draw them cards every turn, more or less. And I think they just killed Jozu Vess, so it doesn't really matter. We're not completely out of luck, I wouldn't say, but we're working on it. Alright, so with my Omnivore, I can still set up a way to kill it, potentially. Okay, so they're almost certainly crewing the Weatherlight here. Let's hope they whiff on the card they would draw. That's what I'm hoping for. Hey, they did. Okay, so... I think we play Saproling Migration and then leave up Ancient Animus and hope... Oh, wait. If I do that, I want to have the mana to sacrifice something to my Omnivore, so it wouldn't be able to kill it. Right now, what I'm going to have to do is sack the Druid to it and use Ancient Animus to kill the Weatherlight. which is all very fragile, but I think it's what we got to do. You know, we're gonna go all in on this Omnivore, and if they have a trick or a removal spell or a lot of other things, we might be dead. But I think it's what we have to do. Yeah, so let that resolve. All right, so let's give it a try. I'm gonna pay 1. If they kill it in response, it's not gonna be good. All right. Does this work? Cross your fingers. They have 1,000,000 mana untapped, so it's unlikely. Yeah, that's kind of what I figured. Well, that about does it. That will do it. This deck had so much power to only 3 and 3, but these things happen. These things do happen. We have a tiny, tiny chance. So far, they've had all the removal, though, so it's not a great one. If they crew the Weatherlight and equip it, that's going to be bad. Okay, yeah. Well, yeah, we got... That was gross. Just, like, kill all your things, play the Weatherlight. You can't do anything about it. Have fun. But there you go. 3 and 3, you know, could be worse. Could be better, but it could have been worse too, you know, so.